Hi, my name is Krystle and welcome to Unlock This Story. This is a series where we like to dive in and show you a little bit of the behind the scenes of projects, have conversations with other artists and hear a little bit about their personal story and journey of what it's like to be an artist and to create. And this summer series that we're doing right now is called Books That Can Shape Us, where we're taking a deeper dive into books that I have personally read and want to share with you. And these are books that can encourage you as you appreciate art and creativity, or maybe you're an artist yourself and you are looking for books that can further you on that journey. All the books that we're talking about in this summer series do just that. If you have not seen the previous two videos, we'll link it somewhere up in here for you to do, or in the description box below, there'll be the playlist where you can catch up on all the other videos that we've already created in this summer series of books that can shape us. And today, I'm really, really excited because we are taking a look at this book. It's called Culture Care and it's written by Makoto Fujimura. And if you have never, before we dive into the book, if you've never heard of Makoto Fujimura, you need to go check him out. He is on Instagram. He's this brilliant painter. I'll show you this picture here that's just in the inside cover here of the book. He does amazing artwork. But what is truly incredible about his creativity and his paintings isn't just that he paints so beautifully, it's that he creates all of his pigments, he stretches his own canvas. From all the things I have heard him share over the years and through reading his books, I would say that he would consider the journey of creating an art piece a spiritual journey, one where Holy Spirit truly joins with him and it becomes this contemplative moment where he is just one with the Spirit. And it's truly, truly amazing. What is this book even about? Well, it examines our need to, as it says, care for culture. But in a deeper way, to take an active role in culture shaping and healing as artists. I would say that this book actually gives artists the unique role in our world of intentionally using our gifts to see culture care and cultural stewardship happen. This goes far beyond the simplicity of just making art and into purposefully creating. When I first read this book, I found the entire topic to be very challenging. It was a whole new way of looking at the role of artists in our society. However, the more I read the book and the more I took time to digest what Fujimura was saying, the more I could see and hear the truth in it. He doesn't simply go to the place where, Christians need to be making pretty art that others can be inspired by and enjoy and feel good about themselves. His book entirely stays away from the trap that so much Christian art falls into of simplifying things to such a point where what you're left with is one-dimensional and only sees the world from one angle or perspective. Rather, this book and what he argues creates a place for artists to care for culture and the communities around them. It elevates, I would use that word very intentionally, it elevates the work that is created. By the end of reading this book, I felt that being an artist is a role and a vocation that one does not undertake lightly. And as a Christian, it needs to be one where we are truly connected to the Creator in order to do it well. It removes that it would be nice to do this, and create out of a connection with the Creator, but it brings it to a place of where I need to be connected. I need to be a co-creator in order to fulfill this vocation well. because it takes bravery to look at life from all angles. And it takes bravery to see and to call out what is unhealthy, to share what is truth and what is beautiful with those around us and in the world. So yeah, that was so challenging to me. It took me a while to understand and grasp. So when I do these book reviews, when I share these books with you, I love to share some of my favorite passages. And honestly, truly, there are so many good lines and passages and sections of this book. I couldn't keep it to just one. So I'm going to read 2 sections for you here, starting on page 59 here. Mirstapa is not a comfortable role. Life on the borders of a group and in the space between groups is prone to dangers, literal and figurative, with people both at home and among the other likely to misunderstand or mistrust the motivations, piety, and loyalty of the border stalker. But Mirstapa can be a role of cultural leadership, in a new mode serving functions including empathy, memory, warning, guidance, meditation, and reconciliation. Those who journey to the borders of their group and beyond will encounter new vistas and knowledge that can enrich the group. Now, I know this word Mirstapa is not one that I have talked about just yet. Hang on, I will get there. But before we do, let's also read here from page 65. Reminding people of our common life, that we are neighbors first, is a task of culture care. We acknowledge openly the borders of our groups and acknowledge too the legitimate things that divide us. Our responsibility then is to rehumanize this divide. An emphasis on our role as neighbor as part of our identity begins this process by reminding us of our shared cultural and geographical spaces and the fact that proximity brings responsibility. Even apart from Jesus' call to love our neighbor, we know that our common flourishing depends on each other. I read this and I'm always a loss for words, not because there's nothing to say, but because there's just so much that wells up within me to say. Again, it's this role of caring for culture, for seeing things so intentionally that rises to the surface and impacts me. And I have to say that I reached for this book years after reading it for the first time. I mainly go back to it to reread passages, some of them being the ones I shared with you just now, that are encouraging to me. Sometimes I come back to this book and reread it to be challenged once again in the calling of caring for the larger culture around me. Honestly, if you were to take a perusal through this book, you would just see tons of underlined pages and passages, and you would see sticky notes that you can see in the top there that mark some of my favorite pages. So yeah, this book has been deeply impactful to me. The part that I would say has had the biggest impact, it goes back to the concept that Fujimura introduces in this book and explains called Mirstapa, which I read about earlier. That concept of Mirstapa has been very impactful to me and how I see myself and other artists. This concept intentionally dives into the positioning of artists of being on the margin, so that way we can move between spaces and communities, carrying truth from one tribe with their own understanding to another tribe. Over the years with the work that I do, I have felt either a little bit or sometimes largely that I am on the outside of how other people see and understand the world. And the concept of Mirstapa doesn't just give voice to this feeling, which has been shared with me by other artists, but it also gives a reason for it. It gives a foundation as to why this is, and why it also can be viewed as a good thing. So since reading this book, I have been working to embrace Murstapa and allow the positioning of being a little bit on the outside, of being a border stalker, to impact the work that I do. And I have to say, it has brought so much more freedom to my life. It has given me just the ability to be okay with where I'm at. And that has been a huge gift. So if you can't tell, I am highly recommending this book to you. I would definitely go out and read it. Not just if you are an artist yourself, but maybe you're someone who supports artists, or you just care about culture, which hopefully is all of us. But yeah, go get this book. It is a great read and very challenging. Well, that's it for today and our episode of Unlock the Story, Books That Can Shape Us. We have another one coming out. And like I said, if you haven't seen the other ones in this summer series, click into the bio or description box and you will see a playlist there of the other videos that you can watch right now. If you haven't done this already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified every time we upload. If you have read this book before, or maybe one of his other books, I'm actually reading another one from him right now, you can leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on his on this book, on maybe one of the other books. Which one is your favorite? I would love to continue the discussion in the comment section below. And until next time, have a great one.